should have recurled that piece in the front. Here.
It's too late for that.
I don't know. Maybe you can like kind of like.
I'm just sweaty.
Oh fuck! I'm a professional. Okay.
Hi my love bugs, Nani here, and today we are doing a piercing and tattoo tour. I figured why not? In my first video, I talked about how I have 7 tattoos and 14 piercings, and so I figured we'd dive into them. Woo! Let's get into it. I also wanted to give a huge shout out and a thank you to my sister Marie and my cousin Phoebe for helping me out with my backdrop today. So starting off with my first tattoo that I got when I turned 18, it is an anchor, and I have that located on the inside of my left ankle. And to me, it basically means that if there's a change I want to see in my life, that it has to come from me. I'm the only one holding me down, so any changes that I want to see has got to come from me. It was super small. I don't think that I would say that it hurt very much, but because it was in a very nervy area when I was getting the tattoo done, my foot was just like twitching really involuntarily, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, like please don't mess it up. I really can't help that. But I think that it turned out great, and like I said, it's really small. A lot of people make fun of me for it because they're like, oh my gosh, it's smaller than a penny, and I'm like, it's actually smaller than a dime. My second tattoo that I got is actually located up here on my shoulder. My sisters and I all have it. Basically, it's just 3 hearts intertwined, just like our lives are forever intertwined. My sisters really are my best friends. We have always been like that since we were younger. I never see that changing, and they're a really big part of my lives. Just come here, I guess.
Well, I wanted a formal intro, but whatever.
How do I like formally introduce you?
How do I lift my leg is the question.
Okay, give it to me. Here is Marie's tattoo. Is your foot flexed? You got. Oh, I want it the other way. Oh, it's upside down.
Oh.
I feel like I have to take your sock off.
Oh, curves.
So this is Marie's tattoo here on the outside of her right foot, whereas mine is on my shoulder and Brianna's is on her back. Brianna's not making an appearance in the video because she's blind. She just had LASIK, and so she's recuperating. This is my sister Marie. So Marie, what does your sister tattoo mean to you?
Okay, so for my sister tattoo, the first time I went to go get it, they actually wouldn't let me get it because I wasn't of age, whatever. But the second time I went, it was just us 3, and it really just shows that like us 3 are kind of like there for each other, and like we'll love each other to the day we die.
For sure.
We just love each other and the bond forever.
Ooh, love that. My third tattoo that I got is going to be this yellow daisy that I have here on my wrist. It is actually for my grandma on my mom's side, my Nana. She passed before I turned 2, and her favorite color was yellow, and so I really just wanted to commemorate her with this tattoo here with the yellow for her. It is the only color tattoo that I have on my body. So my fourth tattoo that I got is actually a matching tattoo that I got with my best friend, who is currently in Texas, but at the time she was in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I actually went and visited her. We had like this whole fun weekend. We went whitewater rafting. I fell out on the very first raft. I had to swim to safety. It was a-okay. Definitely a moment I will never forget. So basically what it is 3 different triangles. The outside 2 triangles do not connect. There's a little space there that doesn't quite make it complete, but in the middle, basically when we are together, it signifies that we are whole. So the end 2 are supposed to be us living far apart, not together. Like I said, she's currently in Texas. She is a nurse over there. Shout out, love you, Meg. The middle triangle then is us together. It is whole, it is complete, and everything is perfect, and we are happy. And I have that on the outside of my right foot. So my last 3 most recent tattoos that I got, I actually got them all on the same day. As you can tell, none of my tattoos are really big, but so we went to a shop, me, my family, and I and a bunch of friends, and they were having a Friday the 13th special. So they had 3 different sizes, and depending on the size, it was a little bit cheaper. So it was, it had to be black and white. It had to have no major patterns to it, just sort of like a very simple outline. And so we all got a couple tattoos, but I ended up getting 3. So the first of the 3 that I got, which would be my 5th tattoo, it's these dots here on my wrist. Me and my family, we all got them. When my arm is straight, which means you guys can't see it, it faces straight up from my thumb here. So there are 5 people in my family: my dad, my mom, my older sister Brianna, me, and my younger sister Marie. And depending on the order you are in birth is the circle that you would be in the line of dots. So my dad will have the top one, and my mom would have the next one, my older sister, myself, and then my younger sister. And it's funny because as a middle child, I'm always in the middle, and as we were drawing this out, I was like, wait, I'm not the middle dot. Plot twist. And this tattoo really just signifies that even though all the tattoos are different, just like we are all different, we are always going to be together and nothing is ever going to change that. We are different yet all the same. The next tattoo that I got, my 6th tattoo, which would have been the second one of that day, this word here on my arm, it is Laba, L-A-B-A. It is in my mother's handwriting. And Laba in our family basically means I love you. When my uncle was younger, he couldn't say the words I love you, so he sort of created his own word and he created Laba. And my grandma, who this tattoo here on my wrist is for, my Nana, she then decided to use that with her family and they would just say Laba. And then as we grew up and got older and my Nana passed away, my mom decided to use that with us. So when she would write little notes in our lunch boxes and stuff, you know, she would put Laba, Mom. Now that we're all older and we text, we have a family group chat and everything, it's always, okay, Laba, bye, see you guys later. So that one's just very special to me, especially it being in my mom's handwriting. And my 7th and last tattoo that I ended up getting that day is going to be Ohana. I have that on the outside of my left ankle. And it's got some cute little flowers on the top. Ohana, come on, you had to know eventually I was gonna get a Disney tattoo. I'm honestly surprised it took me this long. As I'm assuming most of you would probably know, Ohana is from Lilo and Stitch. It's one of my favorite movies. I actually really resonate with that movie, as Stitch is just this little troublemaker. He breaks everything. And as a child, literally you would hand me something and I would drop it and break it and I'd be like, I don't even know how I did that. So definitely one of my favorite characters. And of course the older sister's named Nani. Hello? Nani. So really love that movie. And Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. And family is so, so, so huge and important to me. All right, and then now jumping into my piercings. I have my first piercings here, which I guess technically are on my lobes. These are the only ones that I actually end up ever changing out. This is where I normally would put a Pandora jewelry earring in, which is what I actually have on today. And I got those when I was a baby, honestly, at my pediatrics office. And it was done with just that regular like little gun, just had little studs, and always changing those out. My second piercing that I got is going to be this cartilage piercing up here that has this bigger stone in it. I got that one done when I was in 8th grade, so I was probably about 13 years old, and I got it done at Claire's with a gun. It honestly ended up getting a little messed up. They pierced it at like an angle, and I ended up getting it re-pierced at a actual piercing shop. So I would say that these lobes here and this one cartilage are the only ones I got done with a gun. All the rest of mine I went and got done at an actual piercing or tattoo shop. I highly recommend that you guys do that because they do use that hollow needle so that you don't get that little like bump in your piercing. My third piercing that I got is going to be my nose here. It started off with a stud. It's actually a really funny story because it feeds into my indecisiveness and my inability to really make a solid decision, but then also being very spontaneous. I was talking about how I wanted it constantly to my mom, and I was a senior in high school. So I was about 18 years old, and I was telling her how I wanted it. I was complaining that I wanted it. I was asking her to take me because I didn't want to go alone. I was begging her. And eventually came down to it one day that she was like, oh my gosh, if you're just going to keep talking about it and never doing it, like, please don't. Like, if you're going to get it, we're going to go and we're going to get it. And I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, stop. Like, I'm going to get it. I want it. And she was like, okay, let's go right now. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I was not mentally prepared for this. And she's like, no, we're going to go right now. It's Saturday. The shop is open. Like, we've got nothing to do right now. You've been talking about how you want it. Let's go get it. So I feel like basically I got my nose pierced on a dare from my mother, which is kind of ironic. She did go with me. She didn't want to look, but she held my hand. So she held my hand like kind of through the room. They did it with a butter hollow needle. Back then, like, it was called a butter needle, but now I guess it's like called a hollow needle. I don't know. To me, it didn't really hurt. I didn't really tear up in my eyes or anything like that. And now I have a solid rose gold hoop that runs through my nose. So then moving on to my left ear here, I will put up a picture so you guys can see it a little bit better. I have my double cartilage up here. I will actually put up a better picture of what it should be looking like because quite honestly, I'm really embarrassed to say this. This little stud here is actually my nose stud. I'm a hot mess and you guys are gonna learn that real quick by watching this channel. So I had this really, really pretty rose gold teardrop with a cute little stone at the very top here in this ear. And one day during this quarantine, I just was like, oh my gosh, I'm missing my earring. And I could not find it. And I had nothing else to put in there because these are flat backed, which are just like better for piercings that you're not really changing quite often. And this was the only other earring I had. So it's super small. It's meant for my nose. And I'm kind of really distraught that I'm missing that piercing. So I will definitely be going to the piercing shop after all this is over and swapping out that piece of jewelry. So I have the double cartilage here. I have my rook here. I think that the rook was honestly the most painful out of all of my piercings. It's definitely taken the longest to heal. I would say that it's still not fully healed, and I've had it for almost close to a year. I do want to switch it out and get a little hoop there, but it's still a little bit sensitive. I have my conch here. That one's one of my favorites. I want to change that one into a hoop as well. And then I have my tragus. Love that one. Never going to change it. It's a nice little gunmetal stud. Moving on to my right ear, I have another double cartilage up here. I have what you would consider, I guess, 2 lobe piercings. And then I have my triple forward helix, which is one of my favorite things I think I've ever gotten. I had started out with just 3 of the little studs, and then I thought, how can I take it up a notch and make it Nani? And I was like, oh my gosh, this like rose gold, beautiful little triangle, just to throw off the symmetry of it, because I don't know, I feel like when it comes to like 3s, I'm always like, oh my gosh, the middle one has to stick out because like I'm the middle child. And like, honestly, middle child syndrome is really real for me, guys. All right, guys, that is a complete rundown of all of my tattoos and piercings. Please like this video and subscribe down below for any future videos that I post. Bye, guys. See you next time. Your girl sweating. It is like 86 today here in Chicago, and it is hot.
Oh, take a moment, breathe.
Collect myself. I hope it's recording. Okay, I feel like I'm sweaty in the entire video. I want to rewatch it in case I was really
Those
sweaty.
are my shorts.
All over my face. I think I got a fuzz from it.
As it's still recording, what's the best way? Like, just lift it like that?
Honestly, I feel like, yeah, just in my hand.
You don't have to hold it. I can, like, hold this.
Come to me, Pablo. Blah. So, Maureen, what does your sister tattoo mean to you?
Wait, I'm looking down. Start over.
Oh, there's totally a fuzz on my lip. It's okay.
How do you just, like, look straight the whole time?
Literally, just look at the camera.
Okay. Ooh, ever watched Charmed? We're that.
Oh my god. This ends now. Oh god, Nibby.
Thanks for having me!